Hi everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and today I want to show you a smaller and delicate looking baby blanket, but I'm calling this my Easy Beginner Squared and Beautiful baby blanket. And it kind of hints at the granny square stitch, but you also work stitches that are just solid double crochet. So you're learning how to work this a little bit differently. I go very slowly in this video for beginners, and one really fun thing about this is it requires only one cake of the Lion brand yarn. This is Mandala Baby, and I'm using the colorway called Narnia from one of my favorite children's book series. And if you don't like this color, they have many other colors to choose from. So why does that make that special? Well, that just means you have only two strands to hide, the one at the beginning and the one at the very end, which to me makes crocheting a little more fun, and the color always makes it an adventure. Well, let me go ahead and show you what you're going to need. For this project, I'm going to be using Lion brand yarns Mandala Baby. Let's take a look at this. This is a number 3 or a DK weight yarn. This is a 5.3 ounce cake of yarn, and it has approximately 590 yards or 540 meters, and it is 100% acrylic, so it'll be easy care, washable and dryable in your dryer. Okay, for the crochet hook, I'm recommending a size H or 8 or 5.00 millimeter, and I'm also recommending that you have a pair of sharp scissors and a yarn needle handy. Just to be clear, I'm going to be starting from the outside of this cake of yarn. Now, each cake is going to be individually different as far as which color it's going to start on. So if you feel like you'd like to start from the inside instead of the outside of the cake, feel free to do however you'd like. To begin, we're going to be working a basic granny square to start. I'm going to use a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 4. And I'm going to make a very small circle by working a slip stitch into that first of those 4 chains. You end up with a very small circle. I'm going to chain 3, and this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet, and working into the center of the ring, I'm going to work 2 additional double crochets. After that, I'm going to work 2 chains. Then I'm going to work 3 more double crochets into the center. And notice that I am working over that loose strand as I go. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 2. We're going to work 3 more double crochets as we begin this square. Chain 2, and we're going to work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. Now we're going to work a slip stitch in the top chain of the original chain 3, so it would have been the 3rd chain. Work a slip stitch. Okay, now I'm going to work a slip stitch in that next stitch and in the next stitch. This is going to keep the front side of these stitches facing, and then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2. Now I'm going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Again, this chain 3 acts as a double crochet. Now, before we get started any further, let's go ahead and trim very carefully. Trim that loose strand so we don't have to worry about hiding that. Now, in each of these corners, we're going to work similar stitches. So we're going to work 2 double crochets, and I say similar because the first is always different with the chain 3. After those 2 stitches, let's just stop and look at this so you can see where the chain 3 acts as a double crochet visually in this situation. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to work 3 double crochets in the same space. So you can see we formed a corner. After completing that first corner, we're going to chain 1, and then we go to the next corner, and this is what we're going to work in the next 3 corners. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets worked into that same space. Chain 1, and we're going to again work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. Okay, so let's take a nice little pause and look at what we've done so far. So you can see how we're working 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the corner space, a chain 1, and then we do it again, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And let's go ahead and do that again. Chain 1, and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, because that is the corner, and then 3 more double crochets, just like that, chain 1, and then we're going to work a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And so this is what you should have after completing 2 rounds. Now to start round 3, we're going to again slip stitch in each stitch until we get to the chain 2 corner. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, this now and always will count as a double crochet. And we work another corner, which the first corner will have 2 double crochets. I know I'm repeating myself, but just to be clear, because the chain 3 acts as the 3rd double crochet. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1. Now in this space, we're only going to work 2 double crochets, not 3, and you'll understand why in just a bit. Okay, so this is where this deviates a bit from the original granny square, and after this round it's going to be very different. Okay, so then we're going to chain 1, and then again skip those 3 stitches and go to the corner, and we work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets. Chain 1, and we're going to again skip this cluster, and then to the next corner we're going to work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. So let's pause a minute so I'll give you a chance to catch up. So we have the corner, then we only have 2 double crochets, a corner, 2 double crochets, another corner, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the next chain space, chain 1, skip this cluster, 3 double crochets, so they're working another corner, All the corners will always be like this. Chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. After that, we're going to work a chain 1, 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to the first stitch or the top of that chain, just like so, and go ahead and slip stitch in each stitch until you get to the corner again. Well, let's just pause and take a look at what you have after 3 rounds. This is what you should have after completing 3 rounds. Now what we do with round 4 is going to be quite different. We're going to chain 2 instead of 3, and this is going to count as a half double crochet. Now for the corners, we're going to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets. So since that chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, we'll make 1 more, chain 2, and then 2 more half double crochets. Then we're going to work a double crochet in each of the double crochet from the last round, and we're going to work 1 in that chain 1 space. Now we just have 2 double crochets in that next cluster, 1 again in that chain 1 space, and then 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. Come again to the chain 2 space, and we're going to return to half doubles again. 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more half double crochets. Back to the stitches, we're going to work double crochets in each of those next 3 stitches, 1 double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in the chain 1 space, and then 1 in the next 3 stitches. Again, we come to a corner, we're going to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets. We're going to continue this, working in the same manner around, and I'll show you the join at the end of this round. Now that we've come to the last 3 stitches, this was that chain 3 from the previous round. We're just going to insert our hook for that double crochet, and as you crochet over these, you're going to feel those slip stitches that we use. Just go ahead and crochet over those. So we have those 3 stitches, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 2, which also serves as a half double crochet. Let's go ahead and stop and take a look at our square. All right, so now on to row number 5. We're going to slip stitch in that next half double and into the chain 2. We're going to chain 3 this time. 1, 2, 3. This serves as a double crochet, and then we work another double crochet, chain 2, and then we're going to work an additional 2 more double crochets to finish out that corner. Now we're going to work 1 stitch in each stitch. Don't forget that first stitch there. You may have to pull back a little bit on the corner to see that. And we're going to work a double crochet in each stitch across. I'll go ahead and work these across until I get to the next corner. So having worked all the way across, we get to the chain 2 space, and we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Well, let me go ahead and give you some stitch counts. I didn't give those to you at the end of the last round. So we have 1, 2, 3, round 4. You're going to have 14 stitches. I'm including the corner stitches. You're going to have 14 stitches on each side. That's going to be 56 stitches total for that round. Now, the round that we're working on, which is round 6, you're going to have 18 stitches along each side. Okay, and I am including the chain that serves as either a half double or a double crochet depending on the round, so that is also included in that stitch count. Okay, so go ahead and work this all the way around, working 1 stitch, and again, don't forget that very first stitch. You may have to pull those corner stitches back a bit to reveal it. Don't leave it out of the stitch count. All right, so go ahead and work this, working double crochets in the corners all the way around. At the end of this round, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, just like that. Slip stitch to the next stitch, and then slip stitch to the chain 2 space. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. We're going to work a chain 3, a double crochet. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is round 6. So chain 2 and 2 more double crochets for that corner, and then we're just going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across, just the way we did before. When you get to the chain 2 corner, work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that same space. So go ahead and work that all the way around. So the end of row 6 ends the same way, with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. And for the next 3 rows, 7, 8, and 9, we are going to slip stitch to that first corner and do the same thing. Chain 3, double crochet in that same space, chain 2, and then we're going to work 2 more double crochets. Again, just re-emphasizing that chain 3 acts as a double crochet. So when you do the other corners, you're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And also don't forget that first stitch right there. It's easy to forget that one. So go ahead and work those next 3 rows. This would be rows 7, 8, and 9 in the same manner. So this is what you should have after completing 9 rows. Now you can see how flat this is laying for me. So if yours is buckling up a lot, you may have to go down perhaps a hook size in order to make the stitches a little smaller. Okay, so I'm going to give you some stitch counts. I'm just going to give you the number of stitches across each side. So each side from row 9, you should have 34 stitches across. Row 8, that would be 30. Row 7, you should have 26 stitches. And row 6, that would be 22 stitches across. So every round that we add, you're going to add 4 stitches along each side. That would be 16, see 4, that's right, 16 stitches per round, okay? So for the next 3 rounds, this is round 10, 11, and 12, we're just going to repeat row 9, which again is the same as the last few rounds. So go ahead and work rows 10, 11, and 12 in the same manner. This is what you should have after completing 12 rounds. Each side of your square should have 46 stitches. Okay, for round 13, we are going to continue on with our corners in a similar way with the chain 3, 1 double crochet there because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, chain 2, and we're going to work 2 more double crochets into that corner. So on row 13, after making that chain 2 corner, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in between the 3rd and 4th stitch, we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster. We're just working between the stitches, not in the top loops. Okay, chain 1. Now we're going to skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster between those next 2 stitches. And that's what we're going to work across the sides. Chain 1, skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between the 4th and the 5th stitches skipped, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So I will work this across the first side. And again, chain 1, skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between that 4th and 5th stitch, we're going to work 3 double crochets. And again, chain 1, skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 3 double crochet cluster. Okay. And let's do that again. Chain 1, skip 4, and the 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 1, skip 4, and then a 3 double crochet cluster. I'm going to work this across, so I'll just keep going with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 double crochets, chain 1, don't forget that chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, in between the 4th and 5th, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, in between the stitches there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have 3 left on this side. Now this is where you do something different. At the corners, we're going to chain 2, going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then now we work the chain 2 corner. Only work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. It's pretty important because it has a lot to do with the stitch count and in keeping the blanket flat and even. Okay, so this is what you have as you work across the sides. So again, the main difference here as we go across is you're skipping only 3 at the beginning and you're chaining 2 on each end along the side. Otherwise, you're going to be skipping 4 stitches and only chaining 1 in between the clusters. And that is by design. So let's go ahead and I'll start the other side for you, but then you can continue. We're going to chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3. In between that 3rd and 4th stitch, again, that's when we work the 3 double crochet cluster. Then we begin the pattern of chaining 1, skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work the clusters in between those 4th and the 5th stitches after you're skipping them across. Okay, so go ahead and continue this all the way around, but just remember when you get to the corners you're only going to have 3 stitches, and then that's where you chain 2 and then work the corner. At the end of this round we're going to chain 2 and join with a slip stitch to that top of that chain 3, and then again for the next row, this is row 14, we're going to slip stitch. Now to start round 14 we're going to chain 3 and we're going to work a double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets in that chain 2 space. Okay, so this is what we're going to do that's a little bit different at the beginning. We're going to work double crochets in those corner sections, and the corner section as we go, these sections are going to grow into solid squares, and you'll see that as we progress. Now in the first space here we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster. We're going to chain 1, skip the 3 double crochets here, and work 3 double crochets, that 3 double crochet cluster in that chain 1 space. And that's pretty much what we're going to do all the way across. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space. So go ahead and work that across, and I'll show you what to do when you come to the corner. Having worked that across the side, we come to the chain 2. Let's go ahead and work 3 double crochets in that space, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet in each of those corner double crochets from that last round, and then we work the corner, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, and then again double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Let me just pause so you see how that looks. And then we're going to work 3 double crochets. Notice that we're not chaining here. 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space, and then we just continue on. Chain 1, skip the 3 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Let's pause and take a look at that. So go ahead and finish out the round. Now to end this round, we will work double crochets both in the top of that chain 3 where we work that slip stitch and the next stitch, and join with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 of the current round, and we're going to slip stitch to that chain 2 corner. Let's pause and take a look at what we have. So again, this is round 13, and the last round we worked is round 14. Okay, on to round 15. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work another double crochet for that 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet corner. Again, just to repeat myself, this chain 3 acts as a double crochet in these rounds. Okay, so now we need to be a little bit careful here because this is one of the clusters. We want to be careful not to ignore that. So we're going to work double crochets in the next 4 stitches. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2. I'm going to skip the next 3 stitches, which is a cluster, and then we're back to our clusters again. 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, again skipping these 3 stitches down here. Chain 1, skip the next 3 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets worked into that chain 1 space. All right, so we're going to go ahead and work that all the way around, and you can see here this square is starting to form. Once we work these other stitches here, you will see it better, but you'll see this as we turn the corner. You're going to have a solid square starting to form on each of these corners. Now as we work across the row, we come to the end, and don't forget this is a cluster, so we're going to work a chain 2, skip these 3 stitches, and then starting in that next stitch we work our double crochets. Let's try that again. Skip 3, and then there we go, double crochets. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. Let me take a look at this section. So you're going to have 4 double crochets here, and then we work the chain 2 corner, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and work this corner with you too, and you just know that you're going to work the others in the same way. So we're going to work 4 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2, and then we return. We skip these 3 stitches, and then we return to our 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space, chain 1, and then again skip 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So you can see right here how this corner is forming, and this again will be a solid corner going forward. So you'll have 6 stitches here. So when you work this the next round, you'll have 6 stitches plus the 2 in the corner, so it will become 8 stitches wide, etc., and it'll just grow as we add additional rounds. So go ahead and finish round number 15. Row 15 ends with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. Let's go ahead and slip stitch our way to the corner, the chain 2 corner. Now for row 16, it's going to be very similar. Actually, the next several rows are going to be a repeat of the last 2 rows. So in other words, row 16 is going to be the same as row 14, with the exception that we're going to have more stitches to work in as we work across. So we're going to first start with a double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets, again this chain 3 counts as one of our double crochets, at least visually. So now we're going to work in 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now we do have this chain 2, and that's just to remind us that we have a cluster here. So that's different than these worked in the double crochet. So we're going to work 3 double crochets, which is a cluster in that chain 2 space, and then we go to chain 1, skip that cluster, and work 3 double crochets or a 3 double crochet cluster in that chain 1 space. Chain 1, skip the next 3 double crochets or that cluster, and then 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. So I'm going to hold my thumb over this cluster here, and you see the square growing, and again it's going to grow on this side as well once we end this round. So let's just talk our way through, because I'm going to let you do several more rounds like this. We're going to work across, when you see that chain 2, you're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster here, and then 1 in the next stitches leading up to the chain 2. The chain 2, you know to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then again work over each of those next stitches. You have 6 here. In the next round you're going to have 8. The next round after that you're going to have 10. The next round after that you're going to have 12. So it's going to go up in increments of 2 for every round that you do. So this is round 16 that we're working on here. So go ahead and work round 16, 17, 18, and 19. So that's 4 additional rounds. That's including this one, using the same pattern. Now when you work the odd number rows, you're going to have a chain 2, and you're going to skip this cluster. So just keep in mind that this is a cluster that is not to be treated like these double crochets. Okay, so you're just going to have to be mindful of that as you go around. All right, so go ahead and work round 16, 17, 18, and 19 in a similar fashion. So this is what I have after completing 19 rounds. So this is really coming together well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue working this in the same fashion. Let me just let you look at the square that is developing here with the solid double crochets, and how I'm continuing to maintain this 3-stitch cluster in these other sections. So we are going to repeat this in the same way for rounds 20, 21, 22, and 23. Each new round that you add, you're going to be adding 2 additional stitches in this section as you go across. 2 here, 2 here, and of course 2, and that would actually be 4 stitches in the row, but 2 added to this section here as you go around. At the end of round 23, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain, and again we're going to slip stitch to that chain 2 corner. Let's go ahead and take a look, and you can see some of the color changes as we have gone along here. And let's take a look at the corners. Okay, so it has gotten quite larger. So I'm going to make this the final round. This is round 24, and we have slip stitched to the corner. I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to work 10 double crochets. This is in addition to the chain. We're going to work 10 double crochets into this chain 2 corner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So after completing those 10 stitches, we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we're going to single crochet in that next stitch. After completing that single crochet, we're going to skip 2 more stitches, and then we're going to work 5 double crochets into that next stitch. After that, we're going to skip 2 additional stitches, 1, 2, single crochet in that next stitch. So you see how this shell will fan out as we go along. Skip 2. In the next stitch, we're going to work 5 double crochets. Skip 2, single crochet in that next stitch. So I'm going to do this as we work across these independent double crochets. So skip 2, 1, 2, and then 5 double crochets in that next stitch. Skip 2, 1, 2, single crochet in the next stitch. Notice we only have 1 stitch here, so we're going to go right to the chain 2, and we're going to work 5 double crochets in that space. Okay, single crochet in the middle of the double crochets of these clusters, so it's the second double crochet. And then in the next chain space, we're going to work 5 double crochets. Single crochet again in the middle double crochet. And you can see the way this is turning out. And so that's what we're going to work all the way across the sides. Let me finish this one. 4 and 5. And in the center double crochet, put that single crochet. Okay, just like that. Now let me show you what you're going to do as you go across. Just to keep this symmetrical, we're going to skip only 1 stitch after this cluster or shell of 5 stitches. We're going to skip 1 stitch, single crochet, skip 2, the shell stitch, skip 2, single crochet, etc. all the way across. And then we're going to work another 10 double crochets as they fan out, 10 in the corner, and then skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, double crochet, etc. Just right before this chain 2, you're only going to have 1 stitch to skip, and that should be consistent across and around this blanket. So go ahead and work this all the way around, and I will show you the join at the end of this round. After having worked this all the way around, we still have 2 stitches left. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip those, and we're going to join not with the chain, but with that first stitch of the round. Go ahead, work a slip stitch, and then work a chain and a tug, and then a pair of sharp scissors, clip a generous strand. I like to leave at least 5 to 6 inches minimum so that you can hide the loose ends. Now, one wonderful thing, before I show you this, I'm going to show you a small practical tip on how to hide this loose strand. And what's cool about using these One Cake Wonders is that you only have one strand to hide, and I'm going to hide that with you right now. This is where this yarn needle comes in handy, and I'm going to turn it to the back side like this. I'm going to bring this down into the stitch like this. And there are a number of ways to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this stitch carefully under all of these double crochets worked in the corner. So we bring it under like this, and then bring them under down here. And that should be fine for hiding this loose strand. I don't think that's going to be in danger of pulling out anytime soon. And then we're going to take our scissors, very carefully cut close, but not too close, and then you can just, pull the stitches around it like that. So that strand is hidden forever. Let's go ahead and let me just show you the other strand was when we started, but if you remember, we clipped that right after we finished that round. So let's take a look at our beautiful blanket, that beautiful trim. I think it's really nice how you have the warmer colors in the middle, and then it's framed with the cooler colors of the greens and the blues. And let's take a look at this beautiful corner where you have this solid working of the double crochet, just to contrast a little bit with the texture of what is traditionally the granny square. Of course, this is not your traditional granny square. You have a granny square in the middle, but then we elaborated with the other double crochets. Also, full disclosure, this is the yarn that I had left over. So if you want, you can even make a matching baby cap with this. But anyway, just wanted to show you that. Well, I hope you enjoyed making my easy beginner squared and beautiful baby blanket today. If you did, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. God bless. Bye-bye.